Good Sunday morning. I'm Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to the Community Focus. Now, after a victory in a special election to fill the District 6 council seat, my following guest is joining me now after already getting to work. I'm now joined by Council Member Theresa Morris of District 6. Good morning.
Good morning, Jaden, and good morning to all your viewers. I hope you're having a great Sunday.
Thank you. So, what is your reaction to the results of the District 6 special election?
Well, I was really surprised. I from going from zero in April when I was appointed to 61% in September. I really worked hard for that win. Trying to go to every meeting, every any kind we only had one parade in District 6, which was the Point Place Parade, but really trying to get to know our neighbors and some of the concerns that they have. So I was really happy about the outcome from going 0 to 61 in a few months. That's pretty good.
What do you believe your future looks like on City Council?
Well, as an appointed member, I wasn't given any of the committee chairmanships or vice chair chairmanships. And so I'm really looking forward to taking a leadership role on some of the committees. We will regroup in January after the at-large folk, after their election in November. So we'll kind of regroup and we'll kind of figure out who's going to be on the committees and who will chair them. And so I'm really looking forward to taking a leadership role on some of the committees.
What are some priorities you have for this council term?
Well, it's funny because what you think is important, sometimes the district tells you what's important. And so right now, I'm looking at redevelopment of Northtown Mall, the former site at Northtown Mall, which is at Alexis and Detroit and Telegraph. Really looking forward to getting some type of a productive use for that land, and then hopefully spurring economic development around that so that we can make sure that we have some thoughtful development. Honestly, it's frustrating to me because that used to be a really vibrant corridor in District 6, and now we're seeing that there really hasn't been much thoughtful development in that area. It's kind of like things just pop up. And so in my opinion, it's been neglected. And so I really want to make that a priority for District 6. Certainly trying to get some of the ARP money, the ARPA money into District 6. We'll have a little bit of challenges in that regard because the lines don't match up with some of the census tracts, but hopefully we can use some other funds to try and make a difference in District 6. And then lastly, my other priority is really to make a dent in some of these illegal after hours clubs and really thwart off some of the crime that's happening really during times between 2 in.the.morning and 5 in.the.morning. Not many good things happen during those hours. Maybe babies are born. That's about it. But I'd really like to see these folks are operating businesses that aren't legal. Regarding the fire code, they don't have liquor permits. They don't have food permits if they have food. There's just a lot of things that are dangerous to the public. They don't have occupancy. So really trying to make them a priority and make sure that we have a quick response from the city when we have those kind of bad actors.
In this special election, you won 61% of the vote. So what does that indicate for you?
Well, I think what it means is that the work that I had started doing in such a short time was really resonating with the residents of District 6. I think that kind of tells me that they wanted to see more of what we could do together to make District 6 a better place. And so really that's, I think it's just putting a value, it's good putting a value on what the work that I had started to do. And hopefully, once I can get a little better known in the community, I really hope to reach almost every resident in some form or fashion. And so it's interesting. People have said, well, you're elected. You don't have to go to different events. And I'm going to every event I can get my hands on, because to me, that's how you know what's really going on in your district. So it's not, the work never stops for me.
With the city receiving over $180 million from the federal government, where do you believe that money should go?
Well, I believe it should be distributed, evenly citywide. But there's criteria from the U.S. Department of Treasury that really dictates how we can spend that money and what we put as priority. I did meet with the mayor last week to discuss some of the ideas for District 6. And what was really interesting from, all of the meetings that we had, blight is really one of the number one issues in our city. People really, they get nostalgic about where they live. It's every day they see the same things. And so it's really important. People have a really sensitive connection to where they live. And, if it doesn't look nice every day or, up to snuff, it really affects people, whether it's, garbage cans being left out at the curb every day, whether it's people not mowing. It's one of the things that I'd really like to see, that we work on our neighborhoods, and I can talk about that later. But as far as the ARPA money, I would really like to see it divided evenly, but really that is dictated by the U.S. Department of Treasury.
Following the arrest of 4 city council members for bribery and extortion, many Toledoans, they kind of lost trust in city government. So how do you plan to gain back that trust?
Well, one of the things that I've done is I've worked for the federal government for a really long time. And to me, I don't think I could have done that if I wasn't trustworthy. Certainly, there's certain criteria that goes with working for the federal government. My portfolio used to be Department of Homeland Security, Immigration, State Department. So I figure if they can trust me, I hope that the voters would trust me. It's unfortunate that that happened, and it is very difficult to come back from that kind of a loss of trust from the community. The only thing that I can tell you is that your voice is what you exercise at the ballot box, and I hope that we can find candidates that will continue the wonderful legacy that Toledo has. It's a great city. It's a wonderful city. And if we can get people who really care about the city, who are lifelong residents, that want to see it grow into the next 50 years, that's really where I'm at. And so I'm hopeful that, don't paint everybody with a broad, paintbrush, because, there's a lot of good people out there that aren't necessarily politicians, but are public servants and want to see our community grow.
Council Member Theresa Morris of District 6, thank you so much for your time.
You are so much welcome, and have a great Sunday.